Bada bang, bada boom, que paso.
Oh, the usual.
Yeah.
Busy, stressed,
Stressed, busy.
tired. Actually, I'm usually not stressed, but I am now.
Because of the alcohol.
No, because of my job and money and needing a car and health insurance and all that.
Oh, shit. You're growing up, aren't you? Welcome to being an adult.
Unfortunately, yeah, since my parents, we won't get into that, but I got to do it myself, basically. So.
Oh, what?
Well, as far as my car and health insurance, I need my wisdom teeth out bad right now. I'm on my own for that, basically. Yeah.
My wisdom teeth came in.
Yeah, mine are really bad.
Oh, they're like, you got to get them out of there?
My teeth are like, I can see them shifting. They're like getting squished, so they're moving. And they bleed every morning. They hurt. Some days they get swollen really, really bad, and I can't barely eat. I get fevers once a month. I assume that's what it's from. I look it up, and getting fevers once a month is from a type of, could be from an underlying infection or, something else that's going on. So I assume that's just what it is. And my parents don't, I got to take care of me, so.
They're at the point where it's
really
like,
bad.
it's on you now. Like
Yeah.
we got to.
I have to do something.
Yeah. How old's Natalie, your sister that's
18.
And you're 20?
20.
You're going to be 21 very soon.
March.
Is she going to be given the same ultimatum? Or she kind of has that?
It's not really like said. It's just kind of like my parents don't have insurance, so they don't take care of themselves. My dad has
Oh, Jesus.
a hernia.
Oh, yeah.
This, that. Exactly. They don't take care of themselves. I can't expect them to take care of me. So it's like there's a lot of trauma, history, whatever. My needs were never met. My needs and wants were never met. And so I'm to the point where I actually am trying to take care of myself and like not feel like shit all the time. And I can't really expect anything from them. I asked my dad, what do I do about my wisdom teeth? Like, it's bad. Get a job that'll give you health insurance, is his advice to me. So I'm like, awesome. And that's that, I can either do it myself or wait around, beg, push like I have my whole life, and it just goes back to my whole childhood trauma, everything, where I had to constantly scream to be heard and scream for my needs to be met. And I'm to the age where I'm just over it,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This is about, at some point it does have to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is
I'm trying to, get the fuck out and get my own shit, just do everything for myself. So, yeah, stress.
Fuck.
Very stressed.
Gay as hell.
And I'm making $15 an hour, 40 hours a week. And can't go to school because I don't have money, but I can't get a better job because I can't go to school, and I can't move out because I can't get on FAFSA because I live with my parents, but I can't leave because I don't have a job.
Vicious.
There's nowhere for me to go. I don't know where to start. Guess I can start with a better paying job. I'm looking for something.
That's a good start. That's a good starting point. Better paying job.
Work on my resumes right
yeah,
now. Haven't made one since high school. That's where I'm starting.
Yeah, it's tough. I didn't. Fuck. I was basically out of help at like 14.
Damn.
Yeah, my wisdom teeth came in, and it was just like, all right, well, we'll see what's gonna ride this out. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, mine get really bad, really swollen, really bloody.
Yeah,
they hurt all the time.
My shit hurt to eat for a while, but they came in and straightened my teeth.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, my teeth are like starting to get crowded. It's like they're getting
It's gonna start to
crooked.
overlap.
Yeah, they're starting to come in
Then
like that.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, my shit came in and straightened my teeth.
So good thing my dad paid for braces already.
Well, how fucked up would your teeth have been if you didn't pay for braces? Was your shit really fucked up?
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad?
Very bad, no. And the orthodontist is really shitty, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have enough money to get your own place at 15 an hour, right? You could do it if you roomed
Yeah.
with like a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that maybe?
Yeah. I'm looking at my options, but I don't have anyone in mind that I can rely on right now to provide.
And then doing
equal.
that, right.
Yeah.
Doing that, there goes 40-50% of your income for the month.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
About half.
About half.
So boom.
Yeah.
80 hours gone. And then you have the other 80 hours to work with, and then that's food and
basically how I live right now. All I do is work and have no money. I have nothing to show for it.
with no rent?
Yeah. I have like $30 in my bank.
With no rent?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? Well, I had fall break, so we had 2 weeks off. So I haven't had a paycheck in a month. And then I went to Hawaii during that time. So
which costs money.
Yeah. So I'm like, awesome. Good thing I bust my ass. I had
For nothing.
a kid piss their pants today, and good thing I deal with that all fucking day in my whole life, just to
Have nothing.
have nothing.
Oh my God.
Not being able to eat at the end of the week. It's fucking sick.
That's tight. How was the trip to
Awesome.
Hawaii?
Good and bad.
Good and bad.
It's interesting. I'm just a Pisces or whatever. But I'm intuitive, so I don't know. I think I remember you asking and I didn't seem too excited for it, or I was like
Not at all.
It was very obvious how I felt. But I realized it was cuz I didn't feel like it'd be much of a vacation for me, and so I was a little bit worried. And it just turns out basically I was right. I know everything, whatever. But my sister was dealing with things. And so she couldn't do anything. She was stuck in bed a lot of the time. We went to the beach the first few days before her getting sick like really hit her. But
She got sick.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pregnant. Right?
That's what it was.
Right.
But like like there was so she went to the first ultrasound and there was no heartbeat. So there hasn't been a heartbeat. So she was bleeding out the time while I was there. Losing the baby while I was there. That's the tea. So she couldn't do anything. She was just in bed, and the one night she was like having it pass through. She was sobbing, having meltdowns, and the baby is like crying, and I'm like calling my ex.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Not good. So yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I mean by good and bad. Beach was good, but
I'm happy that the beach was good.
kind of a lot. I ran into that one guy. I don't know if you remember the one Tongan guy I really wanted to marry. Yeah, I ran into him and messaged him kind of like how I felt. He's seeing someone, so I would be packing my shit and moving to go marry him right the fuck now. No cap. Like, if he was down, I'm down right now.
He's Mormon?
Yeah. He's going to BYU.
For real.
I would do anything.
If he wasn't in a relationship, he was like, you know what? I want to be with you. Or you know what? I prayed about it and you're the one I'm going to marry.
That's, yeah.
And you're there, period.
Yeah, because I have too. I feel the same way. Just saying. If not him, someone like him or
someone similar.
But if he said that, I would say, okay, I would take my shit. I would be gone. I would be gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've thought about him every single day since I met him. I met him in the summer.
You think about him every single day.
Yeah.
And you've prayed about him. And
yeah.
God has told you that it's a good idea.
I feel good about it, yes. Yeah. It's a good idea to pursue. But he has a girlfriend. But like he still was like very interested in talking to me and like kept the conversation going a little bit and was still interested in hanging out with me. But they're also just very nice. I mean, Tonga is the friendly islands. They're fucking just nice people. So
you can't take too much from that.
Exactly. And my therapist is like, oh, like talk to him more, like tell him a story about work and see how he feels. Like, well, like, no, I'm not going to be pushy. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go in Christmas. And if he actually wants to see me Christmas time, like he said, I just got to make sure I look really good. And that's all I can do.
That is all you can do.
That's all I can fucking do.
Yeah, that's true.
In the meantime, I'm fucking everything else up. So
that's weird and kind of a red flag that he's entertaining it though, right? You don't, if he's with he's got one, then you wouldn't want him to be doing that, more or less, right?
At the very least, I put the idea in his head. So he's maybe just like, maybe there is something. And so maybe now he's thinking about it and praying about it more, like not just, oh, let me entertain this side girl because she's cute while I'm seeing someone. It's more of like, wait, because I straight up told him that I've been praying and thinking about it and that I really want to get to know him more. And how do you feel? Like, do you feel the same way? And that's when he said, like, I definitely like to get to know you more and like hang out, whatever, but I should let you know I am seeing someone and whatever. But yeah, then kept talking about school and other stuff. So I don't know. I feel like at the very least I just got him thinking about it. And that's all I need.
It's good. It's a good start.
Yeah.
That is fucking wild that she was losing her baby while you were over there.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure just emotionally in just shambles, like just shattered.
I was losing it. She was losing it. Yeah.
And tell me about the talking to the ex thing while her baby was dying. Or the baby was dead.
Yeah. Well, she had been bleeding like the whole weekend on her birthday. She bled on her birthday. That's when it started. And so, yeah, it was really shitty. But it had already been happening, and I was talking to her a lot about it, helping her a lot with the baby as much as I could because her husband was still working. But he ended up taking work off and just taking like the rest of the week off so that he could be there when it happens, whenever it did happen. And I was basically losing it. So I was taking on everything that was going on with them. Things are going on at home. They're talking about each other, but they're like, oh, but don't tell them. I'm in the middle of everything. And then she's dealing with this. I'm absorbing, the sadness and all of that, dealing with the baby as well. And then all of these emotions start coming up about fall and the holidays. And I'm like, not now. Like, I do not need that depression right now. But it happened. I went to a pumpkin patch and my sister said that I was just really sad. And I was just really sad because I felt alone. I was there with her, my brother-in-law, and my niece. And I love them. And it's so fun. But I was like sad because I felt alone. I was like, they have a family, but I don't. Even though we are family, but I don't know. The holidays are really hard, and there was an inner child in me. So me and my ex had already started talking before I went to Hawaii. So I just was like, can I call you? And we had a long conversation. It was pretty bad. It was like an hour, tears, yelling, whatever. And meanwhile, my sister is like in and out of the bathroom because
her baby's dead in her stomach and she's bleeding it out.
Yeah.
And you're screaming and crying on the phone. With your
outside, though. I was outside. And her husband was taking care of her.
Oh my God. Like.
So, yeah, all that chaos just in
like
one area. And then the baby wakes up and she's like screaming. She doesn't just like wake up. My sister says she kind of thinks the baby felt something because she like woke up screaming. Like mad. So it was
like blood curdling. So
like
you're
she had a nightmare.
Yelling and crying on the phone, and the baby's crying and yelling. And the baby in her stomach is bleeding out and dead. And this is like more gnarly than the Spanish soap operas that my mom watches.
It's just my fucking life, man. It's just my life.
Last episode, I asked you how you were doing, and basically
that's not even all of it.
And the first time I've ever really got the response was like, "Oh, I'm good."
Yeah.
That was the last podcast. Oh, how are you doing? How's everything going? Oh, good. Like, what word? It's good.
What?
And then now what? Fast forward to this episode, and it's like
that's all you need.
It's the most gnarly shit.
Yeah.
Like more gnarly than fucking soap operas.
Yeah. I kind of got to the point where, you know, they say God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers, whatever, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got to the point where I was just like, okay, but what if, like, you get to the point where you just don't even give a fuck anymore? You're just, like, over it. You don't get anything from it. You don't learn anything from it because you're just tired of learning the same shit and dealing with hard shit over and over, and you don't want to do it anymore.
It's like, yo, I learned it.
I'm like,
I already fucking learned it. So what are we
over
doing?
Well, yeah,
It's learnt. I know it.
Apparently not. So.
God damn.
Yeah, more boy stuff in between. Yeah. But I don't know. I think I like if it's just the life of a Pisces, like I hear that they go through a lot of stuff, or I don't know. I really don't. I don't know.
God.
I just color and read.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, well, I don't even know what to tell you.
That's what my therapist
says.
says.
What the fuck
That's
you say?
what my therapist says to me, bro. He's like, to be honest, I don't know what to say other than like, I'm sorry.
It's your fucking job to tell me good. Like, it's your job to fucking be good at like telling me shit when I say fucking crazy shit.
Doesn't even have words.
He didn't have words for it. I mean, it's the only things that you say would be just stupid cliches, really.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all I hear. So.
There's nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be positive.
No. No. That's not it. Get drunk. That's
Get
what
drunk
I do.
a lot.
That's what I do.
Positive attitude. No. Okay. Get drunk all the time.
Not all the time.
Well, when you can.
Occasionally.
Yeah. Weekly. Occasionally. Every
Weekly's
week.
too much. But sometimes.
Yeah.
If you gotta.
And
Still.
any like, do they know why the baby died? It's not really something that.
So yeah, my sister thinks like it just was never a what's the word? Volatile pregnancy. With her first, she took, I think the first one wasn't, I don't know. She took multiple to be, the first one, yeah, she took a pregnancy test for the first one, came back positive. She was happy. She wasn't expecting it so soon, but they were planning for it already. And so she was happy. They were happy about it. And then the second one, she takes a pregnancy test, and then she takes another one because she doesn't believe it. And then she takes another one because she doesn't believe that one. And then she takes another one because she doesn't believe that one. So from the beginning, she didn't think it was like a set pregnancy. It just didn't feel like, you know, the mother knows. So she kind of thought, okay, maybe it's a boy because she heard girls and boys feel different. And she immediately felt Katrina, my niece, her spirit as soon as she got pregnant. Like she immediately felt it. And she said with this one, like she hasn't felt anything. Like she couldn't believe that she was pregnant. She's like, after the 4 pregnancy tests, she's like, I don't really know for sure until I go in to the doctor. But she had kind of already started telling people a little bit. So she goes into the doctor, and there's no heartbeat, and the baby is measuring like a few weeks behind, several weeks behind. And so okay, whatever, we'll check next time. Some time goes on, and then she starts bleeding. Well, I get there, and like the next day she starts bleeding, and I'm like, what the fuck? So she has her appointment in a few days. She's bleeding throughout that time, and then goes to her appointment, still no heartbeat, and the baby hasn't grown at all. So basically it never grew into a fetus. It was just like a fertilized egg. Basically, it was measuring at like 6 weeks, and she was 8 weeks, 9 weeks almost supposed to be. So yeah, she feels like it could have just been like, it's a weird way to say it, but like pre-cum. I don't know if that's possible, or just like dead sperm cell or something, so that it got fertilized, but it just didn't grow into anything.
It's
is what
good that
she
it
made me
happened that
think.
early, though. I imagine it like being kind of formed like 6 months down the line.
You think that's crazy? Her best friend, so when I was there in March, her best friend took a pregnancy test, was positive. A few weeks later, she lost the baby. When I was there, her best friend was pregnant, and we saw her. She found out the gender of the baby. And then after Bree lost the baby, within 1 or 2 days, so does her friend. Loses her baby.
What the fuck is going on?
Isn't that crazy? My sister made a joke that the babies were like, oh, you're not coming down right now? Okay, me neither. Let's go. Okay, we'll
We're
wait.
out.
But yeah, I mean, she has some, I can't talk about it here, but she had the Johnson and Johnson, which, was it recalled?
Yes.
Okay, so it was. She had that.
The friend
Yes.
had the recalled, you know
vaccine.
what?
Yeah, which has absolutely nothing to do with what happened to her.
It never would.
But
and she's had 2 miscarriages.
She's gotten the boosters also. And yes, she has
2 miscarriages.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with
the boosters. Nothing. That's
right.
It's all the most safe shit.
Right, but it was recalled. That is true.
That's true. It was recalled.
That is true.
Yeah.
So she did have that, regardless of whatever caused it. She did have that.
And she's not able to have kids yet.
Yeah.
She's failed both times that it happened.
It happened.
It died immediately.
Yeah, unsuccessful.
Yeah.
And this one, she was even telling my sister that it has, I forget the name of the disease. It starts with a T, but basically it only has like one of the XY chromosomes. Science is my weakness. Like, I don't know shit.
Yeah.
Basically, it would have been born with like a defect. Nothing crazy. But my sister was reading on it, and basically the majority of the pregnancies that have this syndrome or disease, whatever, don't carry out. So she was like, I wonder if she knew that beforehand, before trying to find out or finding out the gender and stuff. I don't know, but she's had a lot of complications. So.
Oh my God. And then.
Don't know why it happened.
Bree doesn't have any of the things, but Manu has gotten.
She's vaccinated.
Bree is.
Yeah. With, I forget. Just one. She hasn't gotten any boosters.
Gotten the second. She got the first 2 for whatever one, like the Pfizer or whatever. And
yeah. Yeah, but
so
she won't get any more.
And then her husband is also vaccinated, and then they just missed their first. The first one was successful pre needles, and then this one post needles. It did not work.
Yeah. That one was, but she refused to get the vaccine while she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. They were trying to force her. She had to quit going to school, like, because they were requiring the vaccine to go to school, and she was pregnant. She's like, hey, can I wait till I have the baby to get the vaccine? They said no. She had to stop going to school, delay her diploma, and Yeah, she got it after the baby was born.
Mm-hmm.
Baby has no vaccines.
The successful one.
Yeah.
Is she going back to school for a diploma?
She finished.
She finished. She has it.
Yeah. So she ended up getting the vaccine after having the baby and after nursing. She also didn't want it to affect the nursing, so which it wouldn't. But
Of course not.
it never would.
No, it wouldn't.
But she waited, and the baby didn't nurse long, maybe like 3 months. So she got the vaccine and then went back to school. Finished in April.
Finished in April.
Yeah.
Is she gonna start trying to get a job as a teacher?
She's thinking about getting a certification. She was actually gonna do it while I was there, but then the baby and yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
I wish we could talk about it because but we can't.
That's it, I guess.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it for that
because you can't talk about it.
It's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
At
Yeah.
all.
No connection anywhere.
Yeah. So.
It's just.
What more to say?
Nothing left to say about it, I guess.
That's all.
Talk about the next thing.
Yeah, I know. I want to get a job in Hawaii for elementary school, looking for similar positions of what I already do, but they require a vaccine. Mm-hmm. And it's not anything bad. I'm not against myself getting it, but it's also are there any risks to the vaccine that are listed anywhere or like that are factual?
Yeah, there's a list of side effects and stuff and to watch out for if you're on this drug. I see it even on when they're doing drug infomercials or whatever, trying to peddle their drugs and shit. Like, oh, if you feel this and this, talk to your doctor about it. But don't talk to your doctor about it if you've been vaccinated.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, there is stuff, but I have no idea what can be said.
I was going to say, because I'm already on medication, and it's honestly just not something I've researched. So I can't say much else other than that, I guess. But
next topic. Yeah, we can't keep going on that one.
Can't talk about that shit with that rolling.
Unless we're saying nice things, we cannot talk about that.
What does that sound like? Just saying.
I don't know what that sounds. Sounds like
can only say good things.
Yeah, and if it's not good things, it cannot be said.
Gets taken down.
Yeah.
Removed.
Strike.
Silenced,
and then you get a slap on the wrist, and then they say 2 more slaps on the wrist, and you can't talk at all anymore.
Ever again. We did it to the president. We'll do it to you too. So did you watch the Netflix series on Jeffrey Dahmer?
That's a good segue. I haven't, but I talked to Nash, your little brother, and my your little 16-year-old brother,
fucked him up.
Yeah, it like triggered
bad.
I
was gonna say, did he open up to you about it at all? Because I feel like it definitely triggered something in him, but he like doesn't talk about it.
Yeah, he did open up to me. He was just saying that after the first, so he binge watched the Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes. Straight.
Show, yeah. 2 days, 5 hours each day.
Yeah.
The first 5 hours, he said, fine, slept great.
Okay.
First 5 hours.
Okay. I watched the first one yesterday, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we get into that. Second 5 hours, so the next day, he was just shook, and he went into the bathroom, had a panic attack, and just vomited everything in his stomach until he was tasting stomach acid.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Uh-huh. And then ever since then, he's been kind of having kind of panicky feelings and anxiety slight anxiety attacks, and he just goes to the bathroom, and he'll just, oh, where'd Nash go? Oh, he's in the bathroom. He's been in the bathroom for 20 minutes, and he's maybe dry heaving in the toilet or
right,
doing whatever he's doing in there. And it fucked him up bad.
Damn. So did it bring up anything for him?
He didn't say specifically like it bringing anything up, just the overall it just brought him back to like a earlier point where he did have like mental
Anxiety.
problems and
He
stuff.
had
And
it
then
really
now,
bad. Yeah.
and now it's like brought it back, but
He's
worse.
been tripping about that because he's like, I haven't felt this in this many years. What's going on? He can't
Right.
figure it out. Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
crazy.
go figure. You watch it's so fucking gnarly that producers and people they recreate one of the sickest, most fucked up minds
Yeah,
in
why do they do
American
that?
history and then replay it out with makeup on a
we-
stage.
So for us to look at and enjoy,
Yeah, for our own entertainment.
that's weird.
Yeah, that people they are on a stage with makeup on, recreating some of the most fucked up, horrific things that's ever been done. Why?
Why? Yeah, I was thinking that last night because I was watching it with my friends and I was honestly just like, I don't know why anyone. It's like, what makes you. Okay, if you can compare scraping nails on a chalkboard, how that sounds, that's like what watching a rape on TV or in a movie, watching a sexual assault or a rape feels like watching to me. It's like you can't, you like have to, you can't hear it, you can't listen to it, you can't watch it. It's like, fuck, it triggers something in you, And so I'm genuinely sitting here like, why would anyone want to watch this? And I guess I just can't put myself in a mindset that where I haven't been through something, an assault or, where I haven't been through something like that. Could I watch that and not have to turn away or cringe or feel like I'm hearing nails on a chalkboard, I don't know. And then you think how desensitized people really are who don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I wonder.
I don't know how someone else sees that kind of shit.
People that have never been assaulted could work their way through it, I guess. But I mean, it has a profound psychological effect. When people were first going to movie theaters and movie theaters were becoming a thing, there's a scene happened where a train is coming at them on the screen and everybody ran out of the movie theater screaming because they thought they were actually going to get hit by a train. So, I mean, we've been bombarded with just so much violence and sexual violence and all this like crazy fucked up shit that at this point we can just idly sit there and watch this like serial murderer, rapist pour acid into someone's head and rape them.
That's what I'm saying. I can't even watch a rape. Like sometimes they have those in just horror movies or anything, and I can't watch it.
Mm-hmm. I can't either, and I haven't experienced anything like that before, and it's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are they doing that? Why are they feeding me these sounds and images? I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Why do you think that? I mean, they make these shows because they do well. People, white women, but like people in general, but like white women fucking love this shit. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I really liked watching stuff about serial killers and things like that because I thought about going into and studying forensic psychology. So like seeing how people lie and how they get away with certain things, how the brain of a psychopath works, that kind of thing. How they get away with things that they do, how they whatever. But when I would watch those kinds of things, it was very informative and real. I mean, they have one on Netflix. It's the Ted Bundy tapes where it's like his actual voice and you actually hear him speaking about stuff that happened and before he was put to death. And that's the shit I like because that's what you learn from.
Insight.
Right. And even the Ted Bundy movie, I still feel like was pretty informative. Didn't get into so much gruesome shit, that really was. But yeah, this Dahmer series and even just more recent ones that they've been coming out with, it's like we get to watch just hours of the act happening.
And you start to sympathize with him.
It's, yeah.
10 hours of this guy.
It's weird to
start
me.
Rooting for
it's
him.
weird. Yeah. I used to watch this show. I forget what it's called. I'll have to figure it out. But it was on Netflix, and my psychology teacher actually recommended it to me. And it was about how they would go and visit psychopaths. There was one specifically. I have a really bad memory, but he had a famous name. He was very smart. He was known as a something killer, something having to do with like college, because he killed like a bunch of college girls or something. But he was like really smart. Like his IQ was incredibly high or something. And so they went and like talked to him, and it's just very interesting to see how these things happen, how they all have things in common, a lot of them, and how they get to where they are and whatever. And there were certain things that would make me uncomfortable, but I never sat and watched what those people did to their victims for hours in length and detail, and knowing the personality of the abuser that's doing it.
A recreation.
It's fucking
like
weird.
A play, them making a play out of it, essentially.
And I watched the first episode. The first episode is actually when he gets caught. So nothing even happens. It's just him attempting, and the guy gets away, and he gets found.
Yeah, that shit is so fucking crazy.
And then you look deeper into it. The lady that lived, his neighbor, called the cops so many times, and they wouldn't do anything because they live in the ghetto and they didn't give a fuck about it.
And he's white, so I'm sure that's kind of helpful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so many of the serial killers came out of this. He was more of the middle of the United States, but a lot of the serial killers came out of the Pacific Northwest. Like Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all, a lot of times in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, if you were looking for a serial killer, you were looking for a middle-aged, 40, 50-year-old white man.
Yeah.
That's just the, what do you call it? Profile.
Profile, yeah. And then probably from the Pacific Northwest, but
yeah.
I wonder what it does sitting down for like 10 hours and just taking in a recreation or a playing out of the things that Jeffrey Dahmer did, especially like
Ask Nash.
Yeah, a kid. There's like children sitting there and taking in like this kind of recreation of Jeffrey Dahmer's life and the things that he did.
I don't need all that to know enough about him. They had a movie about him already on Netflix. I watched that one. They didn't go into hardly anything. They stopped at like his first victim. They only went into his childhood. But after that, I did my own research and found out all I needed to know. I didn't need to fucking watch it. I saw him talk about it with no remorse on a real life interview. I don't need to watch it.
Yeah, and then him being flooded by girls like wanting to marry him.
That's creepy.
Yeah, like girls
I was
are
gonna say
just
the actor, but that's the actor.
Yeah.
And not as Jeffrey Dahmer, obviously. But that's sad. Very sad.
Yeah, but girls just getting bombarded with mail about girls that want to like be with you and marry you. You're a homosexual. You're a homosexual serial murderer, serial rapist, and there's women that
want to
marry you. A bunch of women that want to date you and marry you.
How fucked up do you have to be? That's crazy.
That's insane. And his father is suing Netflix.
Really? Why?
The glorification of what his son did.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glorifying and
wow.
Creating a character that people sympathize with out of
like. It's like you have, they talk about it all the time. making movies. You have evil characters that you love to hate, that you like to fall in love with, but because they're so evil. That's not one of them. That's like Jafar from Aladdin or Scar from Lion King. Not a real life
Rapist
with real life victims, bro.
Yeah, and
that's
families.
not someone you romanticize and someone you sympathize with.
Oh, there's a lot of people that are still connected to the things that he's did, and are just like, yo, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah. Oh, that's sad. Now they have to relive everything.
Exactly. That's what they were saying. Is that now seeing this, or I don't know why they would choose to watch it or something, but I was hearing things that it gave them the same feelings they had as it was happening.
They're
you go. Reliving it to some degree, and it's bringing it all back to them.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. I was very surprised because I watched the movie on it because I was very much into that shit, especially in high school. So I watched it when it came out. It was Ross Lynch because I like Ross Lynch. I very much like Ross Lynch.
Okay.
But so I was surprised when they came out with a whole series and it was like this long. I'm like, shit, they must have done fucking everything. They really did. They did not have to.
Yeah, and then you got the 16-year-old that watches it in 2 days and fucking vomits stomach acid out of his stomach in the fucking bathroom, and now
can't go to work, can't do anything anymore.
Yeah, and now is mentally ill again.
Yeah.
When
all
he
over
wasn't.
again.
Yeah, again, when he wasn't for a while, and then now he's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Thanks, Netflix. Actually, Netflix is in a whole lot worse than that, but we'll
Cuties.
stop there. Yeah, we'll stop there.
Yeah, Dahmer's like a...
that's
Dahmer's a picnic compared to some of the shit that they've done.
Man, yeah.
Yeah, wild.
Some fucked up shit.
Yeah, your dad at Junior's party, he took me off to the backyard. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, he started crying and he told me some stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He cries a lot.
He must, yeah. Like he held it in a lot, maybe growing up or something.
Yeah, he's very emotional.
Because my stepfather, or my mom's new husband, cries kind of a lot.
Yeah.
And he was in Vietnam killing people and shit. And I'm sure that he had.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was very drunk.
I was going to say, he also just drinks and then like, oh, here we go again, drunk crying. Yeah. But
No.
What did he say?
Just talk about Nash and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. How is Alma dealing with that as of late?
She's helped Nash out a lot. But she really just does her own thing, works on herself, but takes care of whoever needs it. It's there for my brother when she slept in the room with him when he was scared to sleep alone. Yeah. I don't know much about her and my dad's relationship.
Yeah.
I leave myself out of it. So, yeah.
How is being in that house right now with your mom and your father and everybody? Is it?
It's not bad. It's actually pretty
okay.
stable right now. Yeah. I wouldn't say stable. Wrong word. Mellow.
Mellow.
No one's fighting. No one's been fighting. It's,
Good.
been low key. Yeah.
Okay. And how's like Junior, your other brother that's married and stuff, and how's he play into everything?
Kind of like everyone else that leaves. They just like to keep to themselves and kind of distance themselves from, what's going on at home. Kind of the route that I'm at.
What you're trying to do.
Get out, yeah. So, I mean, they come around and all of that when we're all
holidays, birthday parties.
Yeah, all that. But yeah, it's kind of like That's your shit. That's not my shit. I have my own family kind of thing. So
Yeah. How do you think how do you think in general alcoholism affects a family?
Good question. Basically, it affects everyone because everyone has to accommodate to the alcoholic, and everyone deals with it differently. But yeah, you play different roles depending on the family. For us, it was like my mom, she would keep my dad's secrets and cover for him and take care of everything, be the responsible one. My sister, Bree, was the scapegoat. Everything was dumped on her. She knew things that she did not need to know. She knew too much. Everything was dumped on her. Junior was the hero. He was one who came through, took care of the younger kids.
The older brother.
Yeah, the older brother. Yeah, and so everyone has to start playing a role when
Just carrying weight. Everybody just starts.
yeah. When there is abuse, what's the word? Drug or alcohol abuse in a home, everyone has to fit into their little whatever thing they have going on.
Right.
So, yeah. And it affects everyone differently. But there's a book, I forget what it's called, but it talks about the different family roles and when there's an addict in the family, especially a parent who's an addict and whatnot. But yeah, there's a lot. It affects everything.
Everything,
basically.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it gives the person that's an addict, he knows that it's affecting everybody, and it gives him more guilt, and then he gives him basically another reason to drink more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, you carry the shame and the guilt of the effects of it, and then responding to the shame and the guilt that you feel, you just keep getting drunk.
Drink to get away.
Yeah, you drunk, you keep getting drunk to make it go away.
Yeah. Yep, basically. Fucking sucks.
Yeah. How are you and Castillo, your ex-boyfriend? Are you guys good?
Yeah.
You guys work it out? Yeah, you guys
I mean, I wouldn't say like we haven't worked anything out, but we see each other.
That's it. Is that good? Would you say?
Yeah, mostly.
Mostly good.
He pisses me the fuck off sometimes, like bad. I don't know if I ever see anything happening again, but yeah.
And you're cool with it. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, if it was up to me and this Tongan guy would say, yeah, let's get married right now, I wouldn't worry about I would leave everything behind. I would be over it.
Like, bye, Castillo.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was cool or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Basically.
Damn.
Yeah. Everything's different. Nothing's ever the same we've only broken up the one time. So that was it. And we've just been like talking, seeing each other here and there since, but we've never really started a relationship back up again. And I don't know if I ever see it really happening.
Right. It's never the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to my ex and she was blaming me for all of her problems. She's like, "Oh, you fucked me up. That's so bad that I think I'm going to die alone because you fucking blah, blah, blah. You." It's like,
that's funny.
like, I didn't force you to do anything.
Yeah.
Everything that you did was voluntary.
Yeah.
Right?
I was going to say, that sounds like me. I'd be like, fuck you. You ruined me.
Right. Trauma. The word, oh my God. She was saying, basically, she's like, I was feeling bad yesterday. I had like a meltdown. I talked to my therapist and I'm feeling better today. And I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. And then she's like, basically, you traumatized me. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, this is where it's going. Like, this is what we're going to do.
I'm going to tell you right now, me and my ex traumatized each other. It was equal. He traumatized me. I probably traumatized him. He tells me I did. So,
yeah.
We both did.
Yeah, it's usually that's the way it goes. And it's like when I was watching that Johnny Depp trial, I was like, oh my God, this shit was just too real for me. I could see Johnny Depp and I'm like,
hit
oh,
too close to home.
Yeah, it's like, brother, I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah, that fucking sucks.
And I'd bring that up to her and then she would get fucking pissed off and she was like, that's how I feel. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
It's just this constant.
That's how it is.
Did you feel anything about the Johnny Depp trial? Like, did you relate to it at all? No, not really.
No. I think they're both crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mostly where he was addicted, and that's really where his faults were. I'm sure he was toxic.
Oh yeah.
And abusive,
especially
he was
a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, as an addict, as one is when you're an addict. But at the same time, I guess I can kind of sympathize because he fucking lost his mom, and I see my dad, and that's when he started drinking. That was like 7-8 years ago.
10 years ago.
That's when it started. And so I know how it is, not just because I see it firsthand, but doing the work that I do, I know how that shit fucks people up. And when you don't process that, especially if he had a relationship with his mom, like my dad and his mom, where there was unfinished business and someone dies, you're like, fucks you up bad. Like, you don't really recover from that, fully process that, so they choose not to. So yeah, that'll make anyone aggressive and bitter and depressed, and he probably shouldn't have been in any relationship at that point, but I don't know what their marital status was. So at that point, she's fucking psycho for responding to everything and then engaging and then being the abuser in the end. So
yeah,
that's what it comes down to, for me at least.
Definitely.
But no one's perfect.
Fucking insane, yeah. Relationships are, I don't know what the fuck. Shit is, I feel like Western conditioning and the conditioning we've gone through is really with bad. Music and movies and school and...
Nothing's real. There's nothing real.
No.
I just had a guy like hit me up, hang out with me, and anyways, no one's looking for anything real. And I just continue to get it led on and fucked over because they just want to fuck. And I don't, because it's not hard to find someone that wants to have sex. No. It is hard to find someone
that truly cares about you.
Yes. Yeah. That wants to be with me. Ride or die.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
that's
very
hard.
Fucking rare.
Yeah.
Extremely rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like when, so, oh, we don't have time. Maybe we have time to get into it, but basically a girl's notch count, like if she's had sex with, if she's had sex with a lot of guys,
because she wanted to,
she's way less likely to maintain or stay in a marriage. It's a lot like, and in the 1970s, you were 30 to 40% likely to get with a virgin or be with a virgin. Now it's 2%.
Yeah.
So 30 to 40% now down to 2%. And then you factor in that if a girl's had sex with multiple guys, she's way less likely to just stay in something for life. Just, I don't know, maybe just reference points and stuff. It was like, oh, he had fucking broad shoulders and and then those other guys like, oh, this other guy was super smart and he had a bunch of fucking money. And then you kind of just looking at your husband like, ugh. What the fuck happened? I should have went with fucking
Too many options.
right.
I was hearing that from I think it was on TikTok, but someone was talking about that, how like you don't value people because you have too many options. You're like, oh, fine, you don't want to text me back? Fine, fuck you. I'll go hook up with this guy then.
Exactly.
Like, too many damn options. You don't
Right.
value anyone for actually who they are. It's more of, oh, what can they do for me? What can they bring into my life? How do they make me feel better? Make me whatever.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. And Donnie over here has a 6-pack and a 6-figure job. You know, and he's just nice to you.
He's just nice.
And then the one that you're with is nice to you or whatever. But now it's 7 to 8% or 7 to 8 out of 10 divorces are gone through a woman. A woman goes through the divorce. It used to be 50-50, and now women are the ones that 7 or 8 out of 10 times are the ones that's like, yeah, I want to divorce you.
Good shit.
You
Guys,
like that?
sorry, but that's kind of a win.
Hey, okay, that's fine.
But yeah, it's because women tend to have a lot of options like that too.
Yeah.
Hella options.
So many fucking options.
Yeah, I could list like 20
Right.
just for me.
Exactly, but it's not good overall for like the forever relationship and dying with somebody. Overall, all of the things that the way the society is today is basically poison for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just wish for the best.
Wish for the best. That's it.
Fuck dating apps. Don't do it. Don't do that.
Yeah, that shit is poison straight
Yeah.
up. That shit is fucking
Don't
just
do that.
toxic. And that concludes this episode.
So stay off dating apps.
Stay off dating apps. Get vaccinated.
Get your vaccine.
Get your vaccine.